Hello, buddy. Very warm welcome to this episode of Cool Friends. We go to Adfin Towers, we get a little tour of the place, and we get to sit down with some very important people over at Adfin. You'll get to learn what Adfin's plans are, where they've been, where they're going, and everything else in between. I love these episodes, and hopefully you love them too. And if you did, why don't give us a like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and we'll make sure that we can keep producing content. Also, this is our first time using producer Kelly, so give us some love in the comments. Let us know what you think of the overall aesthetics, the position of the cameras, all that sort of stuff, and we can go from there. So sit back, enjoy, and listen to some cool friends from Ask the Accountant. Hello, buddy, and very warm welcome back to a exciting episode of Ask the Accountant. We have cool locations, friends. We're gonna keep going with this branding here. Next up, we're gonna be talking a little bit more salesy. We're gonna go down in the sales route, building relationships, building community, all that sort of stuff. First of all, who are you while you're here?
So I'm Tamara, Sammakia, part of our go-to-market team here at Adfin. More of the accountants and SMBs probably know me more as an account manager. But yeah, I've been kind of ruling over the London territories, so that's the space that I've been looking in. But yeah, just part of the sales team really. Is that go-to-market? Sorry, like fancy word for sales, like business growth, business development. Yeah. But
no, I think for you, I think it's all about. It is a sales role, right? But actually, you're about relationships, aren't you? For me, you're the face of who I talk to and speak to and have concerns with and everything else. And it wasn't just London, was it? You started off outside London?
Yeah, so when I joined, I was a second commercial hire, went to this team specifically, so catering for the accountants, the SMBs. So it was just me and the lovely Andy Brown, who was SMAB number one. SMAB's the kind of weird name we've given our team. It sounds horrible, but it's stuck. It's meant to like be an acronym for like small, medium business accountants and such. So yeah, we were basically split across the whole UK. We actually had a very odd name when we first joined. So we were going, I think Tom thought it'd be quite funny, going on old Anglo-Saxon territories.
Right.
So I had East Anglia.
Is that okay?
Yeah, but as you can imagine, that probably lasted like not very long because we realised that is just not a scalable kind of thing. And then, as we've been slowly adding onto the team, you know, I was given London and that was always the basis. And then mainly also taking care of the East, and now that's been passed off as our team has grown and grown. Wow. So yeah, I went from a team of 2 to what's soon going to be a sales team of 6 in this core market, but like 10 overall because we're getting some very junior hires in as well. And that's in the space of half a year, right? I've been here for 6 months, so that growth is insane. Yeah. But I guess I swerved a little from the initial point on relationship building. I mean, that's everything in any sales role ever. You said it earlier off camera where it's like you want to do business with people you trust and people you have a good relationship with. Like business 100%. Is a people's game at the end of the day. So especially with the market that we're in, you know, we're handling people's cash flow, we're handling their payments, especially for smaller businesses. Like this is vital, like cash is king. We need to have that trust, and we need to be completely on top of everything that is happening there, making sure that customer experience is so smooth and so taken care of throughout that whole cycle. And as we grow, and the whole like way that our business is catered to growing in this market, excluding the others, where you work with the accountant, you start to learn about their firm, you start to learn about their clients and their clients' pain points. We're the biggest advocate for accountants, right? I think clients so often sometimes maybe neglect the fact that their accountant knows so much about business. Like they are sitting on a gold mine, like rather than just having someone handle their accounts every year or look at MTD or whatnot, it's like they could be giving them so much advice on how to actually scale their business and what could improve it. Because cash flow is everything. And where Adfin was initially built and looking to cater is in that late payments crisis that we do face in the UK. So, 65% of invoices are paid late in the UK. 36 businesses a day shut down just because of late payments. And that is an £11 billion problem a year that the government is spending just on late payments. So this is a massive, massive issue, and something that ultimately we would love to fix. So yeah, in Adfin, our average right now, only 9% of invoices are paid late. We want to obviously get that down to zero. It's a journey. But yeah, building that trust and then being able to eventually cater to, and we do already, but serve those SMB clients as well. And also have the accountants be able to use Adfin as their like superpower or their weapon, where it's like, okay, now I can actually help serve my clients too, and I can either oversee this or at least point them in the right direction, and we'll handle the rest. So yeah, relationship building is vital.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what was the role pre-Adfin? Where's your career taking you from there?
Yeah.
Where have you learned this relationship building from?
So out of university, we're actually an English literature degree, which is quite different, right? But the market I was in prior to this was actually in the life sciences. So it was with health tech, med tech. Clients were the main markets I was selling into. I was based in London, My market in particular predominantly started in the UK. In a role later on, I was also working with US clients, a little bit into Europe too. It's quite a broad range, right? But the type of sales role I first fell into, it was like straight away. Since sales we have, and you'll know, we have a 360 role. So sometimes people might come in, maybe it's like an SDR. That means they're just looking at bringing in cold outbound, looking at bringing in business, they hand it off. And when you're 360, you're doing that full cycle. So from the prospecting, finding the business, working that business, closing it, maintaining the relationship, and then generating leads and business in a different way. So the first role I ever got was 360.
Right, love that.
And you can imagine just being thrown into that. And I think very early on, I really did understand. And because I was working with quite larger firms then, it meant that I went into the startup space and speaking with, some of these people, they're like CEOs, they're some of the leading people in the life sciences sector. And they were all commercial. I was always focused in a commercial market where I was looking to kind of grow. So just speaking with them and just knowing that my network was everything to me. It was like getting a free education from some of these like highly intelligent minds. And I very early on understood like, okay, well, if I actually, I think there's an element of fake it till you make it when you're junior and you're starting, right? Because I do appreciate, and I'd even have conversations with really, really senior people who had built their whole careers up. They'd exited before and they were in these, where they should be, but they still had imposter syndrome. So as a young person going into any career ever,
you're a sponge at that point,
not just
right?
sales. Your brain is a sponge, but of course you have to fight any feeling of imposter syndrome, and you just have to, tell yourself like, I deserve to be in this room, and even if I don't, I'm gonna like fake it till I make it. And so very early on, just knowing that the relationships I was building and my network was everything, and that is what would ultimately bring me business, but bring me trust. And also you end up working with people you also trust, and you actually want to help them, right? You want to do the best job possible for them. You want to be honest with them always. If this isn't going to work for you, let's not do that. Let's actually do this differently. I genuinely think just relationship building and networking has always been my area of focus for any form of business development that I have done. And that's why this is such a great industry to be in, right? Everyone's just amazing and lovely and like genuine, kind and caring people that I've met, and also they just get it. And Adfin wouldn't be what it was if we didn't start that build with accountants, because we didn't know where we were going to start initially. It wasn't the plan. It just happened. It went that way.
It just fell into the lap. And I think it's an industry at the moment that's collaboration over competition, right? And I think that helps for you guys to kind of get involved and everything else. But what was it about Adfin that made you go, that's the culture that works for me? Yeah,
it's a really good question. So at the time I came across Adfin, I was in a lot of other processes. I'd had a couple of offers as well. This was all tech. I'd loved health tech, right? But I was kind of veering away from it. I think what I wanted, and what struck me as well when I first applied through Adfin, and I'd kind of just met Tom, his whole premise was pick a team, like choose a team.
Interesting.
Work with the team. Product market fit, of course, is so important. It's vital, but products change, markets change. I mean, even if you look at Revolut and the kind 100%. Of leaps and bounds and what's happened, if you don't have the team behind you that is hardworking, capable, motivated, and can get that job done, then that you're done for, right? So team was so important for me. And I met some amazing other companies, like not to say that everyone wasn't lovely and also equally hardworking. There were really great offers out there. Adfin was actually the earliest stage company too. I think for me, the way that I'm built, it's like I love getting involved early, and actually I wanted to build something rapidly. Right? Yeah, like pre-Series A, I wanted to get in the door. I wanted to see what going for Series A was like. I then wanted to be a part of that growth. Early commercial hire, so there's so much scope, and you can take on so much. It's such a earlier phase in comparison to these larger players. There's so much more red tape, and I think it does depend on individuals and what they function best in. But when I left the interview, the kind of final round or second round, like the proper first in-person one, which I'd had with Tom and Nathan, I walked away and I was like, a little jump in my step. And bear in mind, interviewing is like a long process, right? I was
draining.
I was doing it just before Christmas as well, so I was like having hours and hours of conversations every day, doing case studies, and I was like, oh my god. And I came into this one, and we were spent probably the majority of the interview laughing.
No way.
Don't get me wrong, they did put me on the spot, but I loved the way they interviewed. It was like I could very much tell they didn't want something pre-prepared and something for me to come and this presentation should take an hour to make, and it's actually going to take you 2 days. They just wanted to see the way that I worked and how I worked. It wasn't about having the correct answers. It was about seeing the logic my brain put together and how I got to that result. And so I left and I actually felt genuinely excited.
Amazing.
And then when I got the offer, which was the following day because I had to speed up quickly because I had other people waiting. So I was like, I'm sorry, guys, we have to move a bit faster.
Yeah.
And when I got that offer, it was the one where I was like, I'm very excited by that. And oh God, without sounding soppy, since working here, I do. God, I'm going to get completely roasted by my whole team. I genuinely do really, really enjoy working here, and every day there is something different, and there's so much change. And I'm very, very happy with the decision I made, which is a lot, right? I think it's actually quite hard to find jobs and careers you love, especially in this day and age as a young person as well. The job market's tough. So yeah, I feel very grateful and very blessed to be here.
And I generally think everyone can see the vibe, the culture. Just walking around these offices, you can see everyone, and as I said before, the event space at the moment, and you guys are owning that event space and you're being involved in it and everything else. It's lovely to see. So yeah, you can definitely see that whatever Tom's and who the rest of the leadership team of their secret sauce is, it's definitely working, isn't it? It's definitely working. So nice to see. Good, and it's good success story as well. And I also think one of your strengths as well, because one of the things I would say in the accounting vendor space at the moment is not doing too well is. Yeah, we have some really good salespeople in there, right? There's some and I off the top of my head, I can think of some really good ones that think. Yeah. But they also tend to jump around a bit because that is the nature of sales, right? And hopefully that's not going to be here. But if you look at the rest of the vendors, that's what they do. And it always confuses and almost, I don't know if it upsets me or whatever the word's going to be, but I always feel a little bit like, but they don't really understand the product because they don't really jumping around.
And is this from company to company?
Yeah. You guys though, you live and breathe this product, right? For the first time, I can ask you any question, and if you don't know, you know the person who's going to know, right? And you live and breathe it. Is that normal? Is that again from Tom and the rest of the leadership? Are they instilling that in you? Because I think it's quite rare that you know that product so much.
Yeah. I think it's an element of, I wouldn't even say it's instilled in us. I think we want to instill it in ourselves.
Interesting.
And what's great about Adfin is we have so much visibility into everything. So for example, at the end of each week, we have something called Wrap Up, and it's where the engineers, and also part of Go-To-Market as well, right? They will sit and they will show the whole company, this is what I've been building this week. This is what we've built in the background. So we're constantly getting updates about product. And we also hold everyone very responsible across the team. It's like our whole premise is you work very hard, you move very fast, but you never drop quality. So quality of your work, quality of product, what you do. We want to have the best product in the market, and we don't take any less than that. So we have constant visibility into the product. We also try and give full visibility into go-to-market, what's happening on that side of the business. At the start of each week, we also go through our monthly goals, and everyone's held accountable for how that's progressing and what stage we're at. And just, being in this environment every day, this product changes so fast. Things that we might notice and other people won't, because obviously there's the back end stuff, there's the product things in the background, and then there's the user interface, and we have to constantly be on top of that and that change. And your brain, I think it generally just becomes a sponge. It's you do it often, you learn, you adopt. But also, if you're going to sell a product well, especially to people that are technical, that are using different products out there, they've had partnerships with different vendors before, you need to know that product in and out. You need to have the product knowledge. I do think the individuals we have are what I guess you classically call our account managers, our account executives that are demoing, onboarding, showing the product. I think a lot of that role is also customer success. It's we're that first layer of support. Because our support team, who were previously maybe labelled from an external point of view customer success, they're not that. They're product, right? They're so technically there. It's they can jump in the back end, they can really sort things out. They are the product team. So only when things are a bit more complicated, maybe onboarding a client that has technical things, it's when that will get pushed to support. Everything else we should be able to handle.
Interesting.
And because we have such a strong engineering team, when I started, the majority of the company was engineers, product, tech. Even Nathan, who's one of our sales leads and managers, his background, he was a sales engineer as well. So the tech awareness and understanding in this company is insane. So we have people on our sales team that are building things with Claude and learning how to code, and just making anything that we have that could be that's a manual, painful process that could be automated in our jobs, let alone in the console. We look to automate that, and we look to use tech to do that. So I think it's a little free education, another one. I was not tech savvy before Adfin, I'll tell you that much.
But now that's it, your go-to for it. Let's dive into that systems side of things then. So by the sound of it, yes, you're a traditional, or whatever you want to call it, salesperson, right? That's what it is. But I imagine that you've had to adopt or bring in some really clever ways to manage that, because the reason I'm bringing this up is that your primary target audience is accountants and bookkeepers at a point in time. Mm-hmm. We are terrible at sales, right? Lead generation, nurturing leads, we need assistance. So give us a bit of a background of how are you using a solution that's just off the shelf, or have you all got, you're saying, have you all build your own system just to manage that whole process from start to finish? Because it can be overwhelming, right? And it is there's an art form to doing it properly, isn't it? And specialists like you thrive on it. When you're an owner managed business like ourselves, and we're kind of fighting it. Give us a bit of insight what a professional would do.
I love this question. I also love this question because I think this also ties in a lot to oftentimes when we'd speak to some accountants, or we'll be asking what is the main issue that's going on, and it's almost sometimes they don't want to chase clients for payment, things like that. I think that's a very similar strain to not wanting to sell and not enjoying selling.
Not feeling comfortable, right?
Right? Sales, I think the classic idea of sales is some scary kind of slicked back greasy hair, I'm gonna take all you got. That's not what it has to be. I think the best approach in that case, and also one that I'd say our whole team runs by, and definitely one that I've always worked on, is consultative selling, right? You have to believe in the product that you are selling, and you understand this is actually going to make your life so much better, and here will be the measurable outcomes. So my firm, for instance, this is the measurable things that we can do. Let's sit down. Let's actually dive into the pain points. The first thing you should ever be doing with any new prospect or new client is going into discovery and really understanding where are the pain points, and then going, wow, okay, here they are. They're laid out on the table. And then coming back and being these are the solutions, and this is how we can fix that and fit into it. So it doesn't have to be some daunting thing. I think maybe a lot of accountants almost feel a bit icky, the thought of putting themselves out there and trying to do this. But your brand is so important, and growing a business is so important, and without sales, where would any company be? Right? Any service at the end of the day, even when you're going out there and you're in an event or you're telling about your products, that's selling. It is. And so And it's vital, right, for any form of business growth. So I think just view it as consultation, almost like consultative helping, because that's generally what you are doing. And it is, right? Like I don't think any accountant that I've met, at least, can't speak for everyone, would ever be giving a service that for their client that they didn't think was going to benefit them and be the best. I've really noticed that trend, is that it genuinely is this kind of like caring, nurturing thing. Because when even we look to like serve accountants, SMBs, and we look at like our referral scheme, and part of that is you get discounts, right? We've seen that actually isn't what is motivating a lot of accountants at all. And I'm like, wow, like they're better people than me. I'm joking. But it's like no, like we want to help our clients. And we're like, oh, okay, like of course you do. But that's generally the top priority. And it's actually not about the accountants saving themselves money. It's about their clients saving themselves money. So obviously if you cater to that, and it's this very kind of selfless industry. And also the way you treat clients, retention is everything. This is like also the biggest advice for any form of sales. If you quickly onboard someone, or you quickly get a deal in the door and then you just drop that, you don't have the client care, you're not looking after them, that's going to go stale, that's gone. You don't have repeat business. So what's the best case, right? You get somebody new and you get new business in, you have the best working relationship, there's trust there, you have repeat business coming back. And then you have referrals through that repeat business because you're trusted by them. They have their own network. This is my accountant. This is who you should meet. Like, they're brilliant for X reasons. Always work on those relationships. Always, be honourable and have that trust. Yeah. So I hope that was a good answer, because I'm definitely not an accountant.
but you're right. There are so many synergies and so many kind of crossovers. And I think what my underlying thing that I've learned from that is, I think everyone listening should book in a sales call with an Adfin team member, whatever location they're at that point, and whatever
territory they're in,
and analyze how they're being sold to at that point, because they can learn quite a lot, right? And it is right, because we're both trying to sell quite, and I use the term for like not sexy products, right? In real terms, right? But
let's rebrand it though. Let's make them sexy.
Exactly.
We will.
but it is something that we need to show passion, like you are, right? Like that's how you sell the product, because you live and breathe it. You understand it. You understand the pain points, and I think that's what accountants and bookkeepers are great at is telling and explaining it. They're just not. They just need to figure it. And just on a technical point of view, what do you recommend to just like keeping leads and all that? So is it a spreadsheet? Is it software?
Question.
What's your top tip?
It depends on company stages, right? If you've got like a sales team, you need a CRM system to track everything. I'm not sure. There's probably some quite cheap versions of CRMs out there that are like cost savable, because obviously if it's a smaller practice, you don't need to be splashing out a bunch on a very expensive CRM system.
And most of the practice management has them built in.
Exactly.
It's just using the tools, right?
Whatever works, just make sure you are tracking it. So in some cases, if it's very small, if you're a firm that's actually just getting off the ground, like start with an Excel spreadsheet, right? But just make sure that you are following up on any of those leads that are there. Set reminders, just be organized with it, stay on top of it, and also like deal with rejection well. You're probably going to get a million no's until you finally get that yes. I think, probably across the tech industry, we'll speak on that. I think like the average time between actually speaking with the prospect and like eventually closing them, I think it's about like 7 touch points, like between getting aired, trying to reach them, not coming through. That's in certain industries. I can't be said for like everything, but it's a long process. And if you get that, you're going to be cut off early. Don't just take that as a cutoff, like work around it. If you get a response, I'm not interested right now, I'll be like, okay, I hear it, but like might ask, is there anything else that you would be interested in, or what would pique your interest? Because there's always something. Like, no one has the perfect setup, no one has the perfect like thing going. There's always a pain, and maybe they haven't uncovered it yet, and a lot of that is your job and your role to help uncover that and then find the solution for them. And then they suddenly go, oh my god, wow, I didn't even realize.
Why did I do this sooner? Because that's the one biggest problem with accountants and bookkeepers is such a time lag. You don't most people don't just go and swap accountants day in, day out, on a regular basis. There is a time lag, and like that point about rejection, that is right, and that's imposter syndrome, all of that sort of stuff comes into play, right? Because you are thinking to yourself, am I doing this right? But maybe we could do some series one day about you looking at what's on the market for customers and see
I'd love that, to be honest, because I love
from a sales point of view.
I think my whole team would love that.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something there. So keep a lookout for extra content.
And we're there to chat to, right? If we have clients, because especially a lot of SMBs I serve are actually startup companies.
Yeah.
Adfin's a startup in itself. It's done like brilliantly up to this point, but we've been there before. Like we were in the seed stage, we were in the pre-series A. Talk to us about anything. Like we love to give advice. You need to help each other out in this
it's a partnership,
industry.
right?
Like, let's have the UK businesses boom and grow. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do generally believe that when you guys say partnership, you actually mean it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of vendors out there who will use that term and not quite deliver on what that term means.
Saying no names.
Yes. The event space, because I met you first at an event in London.
I think that was my Finio lunch.
That was it? Finio lunch. Yeah. So what's your idea behind these sort of things? And talk me through it, because it was a great event. So anyone who's not seen the content or there, we had a round table. I believe Adfin was helping to maybe sponsor it or whatever the term was, right? Yeah. So you guys were involved anyway, but the conversation topics, the opportunities there. So what do you see as that? Is that fundamental for you growing that network? What's your end goal out of that? Talk me through it.
I think it's completely network. I think it's an element of network, brand, partnerships as well.
Yeah.
So with those events that we do, obviously we're always looking to do more, but that one that I ran, partnered with this certain company. They're a startup company. We sponsor it, so it's a great opportunity for them. And then the idea is they usually are serving a similar kind of client base to us or similar customer base.
Yeah.
We're like, you invite whoever you want, but then it's new faces for us to meet, new people for us to meet, new networks to grow. But then also speaking about quite interesting, conversations and things that are like very prevalent in this industry in particular. I think when you're trying to grow into certain industries and like really conquer those industries, you need to be embedded into all of those spaces. I think networking is like a massive thing for accountants from Definitely. What I've seen. Like there's so many brilliant groups out there. It's like, okay, well, we would kind of want to join in the party. Like, how do we do that? Like, let us sponsor your events. Like, let us kind of get that foot in the door and do what we can. But also they're fun, right? It's nice to get everybody out and have those conversations, and also for like those communities to start to build and grow. I think community is so important with the kind of business stages that we work with, because it's like your learning block, it's your network that you can leverage. And back to the earlier points of networking being everything, the more events that there are there in person, nothing can ever be in person networking, growing 100%. Nothing. It's not the same as calling or emailing or even getting on a Google Meet. It's just different. So we love to put on a good, nice event and give that space and leave that space open as well. We usually kind of take a step back and just let the day do its thing, and let everyone have their time. So
I like it. And personally, events like that, because I've seen it more now. We're doing more round table type events and opportunities. And look, your big events are amazing, and I will always be there, activating or doing what I can and being there. But there's something special about these smaller, more intimate ones where you can really get into those problem areas and problem things. Yeah. And I think we need more of them, right?
I think so. And it's like also bringing together like such bright minds and having everyone just like dive deep into certain things. And you build closer connections at smaller events, right? It's 100%. Like I went for coffee the other day with someone I met at that event, and then multiple people I've kept in touch with that event, and we'll still be like catching up or like helping each other out.
We're doing this because of that event, right?
because of that event too. You and me met there.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was all the way back in, when was that? Like, God, time flies, May or something. Can't remember. April, I don't know. Yeah. But exactly. You build much closer relationships. I think a couple of people that met there has also like gone off and done their thing, which is nice. I love to feel like a little matchmaker or something.
Love it. And maybe going forward we should like put timelines into where the mugs were. So we'll go like version 2 of the mug. That's when we met. Mug stamp. And then version 3 is when we had the podcast. Yeah.
I've got mug ideas too. It's like I want to put, I don't know if you've seen Lilac as one of our kind of new brands. Like eccentric, like mug with the cool blocky building stuff.
Oh, okay.
Or, a bit of Tetris stuff.
Are you keeping it as a tea mug, or you're going coffee mug as well?
I'm a tea drinker.
So you're keeping
coffee
it
does not work for me.
Good. I mean, I like a coffee, but tea's where it's at.
Yeah.
We're going to do a slightly more less exciting topic, but I think relevant. Okay. E-invoicing. Is that on your guys' radar or not? So e-invoicing could be. The reason I'm bringing it up is I believe, or I have this perception that making tax digital is this big talking point at the moment, right? Yep. You're probably bored of hearing about it and everything else. You guys don't really help serve that, but it's not really your bag, right? But it's something you're aware of and you know it's pain points. And actually, for you, the benefit is that because smaller businesses are going to have to be digitalised and on digital systems, then they're going to need some sort of payment. Yeah. E-invoice to me is going to be that next step of a compliance issue that's going to be really painful for small businesses. Making tax digital will hopefully kind of soften the blow for them because hopefully they're already digitally systemized. Is it something you guys are thinking that's a big opportunity for us, or is it not on that board for you? Talk me through it.
What can I say on this? It's definitely on our radar,
okay, and
it is something that we look at. And also, I think with any new entity that we introduce into Adfin, it's always based off of demand. So we're so big on customer feedback, and I'll probably have a conversation after this with the product team, right? And just say that this is your idea, this is what Aaron's saying and visualizing. Like nearly every entity we built in, whenever a customer mentions a feature like this could be really useful, you'd really like this, or loads of our clients use this, we are constantly keeping that backlog of data. And then when it gets to a point where it's like this demand, this is going to be very in demand, this is growing, we usually create that feature. So it's all built on a demand basis. So the more and more we hear about e-invoicing, the more noise that's made, the more that's definitely going to be looked at.
Awesome.
It's
I
the
think
best
that's
answer
all
I
I
can
need
give.
to hear. I need to hear. Yes, good. Because hey, us accountants, we know we have our crystal ball and we know where pain points are coming.
I think you do. You're like the kind of World Cup predictors that are getting it right just before.
We don't get it always right, but we're pretty hot on.
You live and breathe it, right? I
think it's more we're kind of sat there worrying a little bit about these things coming up. So no,
it's valid for sure.
But thank you so much. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
Did you say that you've got a show and tell?
Oh my god, yes, I did.
Let's do show and tell. Let's do show and tell.
I can awkwardly be leaning off my chair to grab it. So in the history of talking about Adfin's growth, obviously I mentioned me, Andy and Nathan were the first in that accounting market, and then we had Freddie and Corey join. But this is a very funny. So Adfin actually started in 1866. This is a very funny picture we took on our offsite. The original sales team of Adfin.
Wow.
Looking very old school.
I am liking that.
Nathan's favourite picture in the world. This sits on his desk. He's going to notice I've taken it away. But these are the OGs, guys. So
I love that. I love that.
Show and tell.
Wow. I mean, that sums it up, right? That sums up the culture. That sums up the fact that you guys just want to have a little bit of fun as well at the same time.
I've been half cut out of the...
cropping wise...
I also made this picture for Nathan, so I cropped the originals myself.
Okay, so it's not that he's decided to make sure he's... Okay.
We put the tall guys in the middle.
I mean... It looks brilliant, though. It looks brilliant. Well done.
That was my show and tell.
Yeah. I love that. And there you are. So exclusive here is when Adfin was founded. What was it,
1866.
Why 1866?
I don't know. It sounds like an old age. It sounds like an old age.
I also think it's a significant age, but I can't... It's about the Hastings, maybe?
1066 is the Battle of Hastings.
That's good job. Good job one of us is good at it. There's your English literature coming into play, I suppose. Right. Thank you so much. Now, you use that camera. Plug away. Where can we find you? What?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Tamara Sammakia. It's quite a long name to spell, but
we'll make sure it's on
just type in Tamara Sammakia.
We'll put
I'll be tagged. So check the LinkedIn. Adfin's mainly on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram now and TikTok. Our amazing Izzy has been making videos there. So I think TikTok's the space we should be pushing into. I've been trying to get all the dinosaurs in the company to go to TikTok. Facebook, maybe YouTube, I think is a good one to explore, but we're not there right now. So LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, pick your poison and you find us there.
I love that. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being a cool friend, showing us this cool office. And look forward to seeing you wherever the next event takes us. I look forward to that.
Definitely. Maybe an event with you.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you very much.
And there we have it. There was our episode of Ask the Accountant. We have cool friends. And if you like this, and don't forget you're in the right place for all things to do with the world of accountancy and everything in between, including bookkeeping, tech labs, making tax digital, everything that comes with it. You're in the right place. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and we'll make sure you get the content coming your way. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.